And check this. Call lawyer held by Chanel Shah. That's also on the news. Look.
Done. I'm done.
Get a insanely fast offer
Retailers
on your
complain of
car in 2
product
minutes or less.
shortages nationwide. This
We have been reporting here on the
ABC
dozens
News,
of cargo ships waiting
ABC News, September 28th.
off both coasts. Tonight, the warning about what's to come and what we're seeing in stores already. And the advice we heard for shoppers going into the holiday season. It got our attention today. Here's ABC's Kaylee Hartung.
Tonight, empty shelves lining more stores nationwide. Some retailers complaining product shortages are becoming as bad as they were at the start of the pandemic. Costco once again limiting purchases of toilet paper and paper towels. From Nike to Apple, American businesses feeling the pinch. The Delta variant hitting Asian economies hard, meaning fewer goods are being produced.
I'd get going right away. I mean, if you want something under the Christmas tree, the proverbial tree, you might want to start shopping now because it's going to take some time to get it delivered.
COVID-19 disruptions causing a lack of workers at every part of the supply chain. Fewer dock workers and truckers means record bottlenecks of cargo ships off both coasts.
Whether you're waiting on that couch you ordered to get delivered or maybe trying to get ahead of your holiday shopping, those
Demand remaining strong, major retailers like Walmart and Target are even chartering their own ships in order to stock their shelves.
There you go, bro. That's prophecy. That's on the news, bro. That's the second Edges chapter 15, verse 5 here. Actually, better yet, man, I forget where it is, man. Yeah, I'll just play the next video here. Look at this too.
Meanwhile, we told you about the
Check that out.
To have every service that they operate be inaccessible for this amount of time is a catastrophic outage.
For many people, Facebook is the internet, and for billions of users, they were without that service for nearly 6 hours yesterday. Facebook now has restored most of its services back to users. They say they've also determined the root cause of the problem. Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp coming back online after a massive outage which affected nearly 3.5 billion users. The company stating overnight, "We believe the root cause of this outage was a faulty configuration change. We also have no evidence that user data was compromised as a result of this downtime. We apologize to all those affected." And it wasn't just Facebook consumers impacted. Employees told ABC News the company's internal email was also down. Throughout the day, an apologetic Facebook had no answers as to why their platforms weren't working or when they'd be fixed.
Outages for companies like these do not happen that often, and certainly not for this duration.
By 4 p.m., Facebook's stock had cratered, down nearly 5%.
And that's not a coincidence, by the way. The Rothschild planned that. They knew that was going to happen. They just pressed the button. This second Edges chapter 7 verse 34. But judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong. Alright? There you go. 35. And the work shall follow, and the reward shall be showed. The work the birds been doing, the work the birds have been doing, Lord's will that I had to do myself, you know. And the good deeds shall be of a force, and wicked deeds shall be bearing no rule. All right, there you go. There you go. Speaks for itself, really. And this verse 42, he answered, that's not parabolic talk, it speaks for itself. 42, and he answered me and said, this present life is not the end, where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. 33, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immorality for to come, where corruption is past. Because that's the time we're heading into, right? That's why we gotta catch all this hell first. And we're gonna have to go through all these obstacles first. But with that, I'm gonna close. Lord's will is edifying. Or actually, I'll play this video a little bit more here.
Its worst day of the year, wiping out nearly $6 billion of CEO Mark Zuckerberg's net worth, according to Bloomberg. But finally, by 5:30 p.m. on the East Coast, users started regaining access. CEO Mark Zuckerberg finally issuing a personal response saying he was sorry for the disruption.
To expedite the cleanup that you see behind me, those booms, there are actually workers out there already in the dark as we're learning about a 12-hour time gap between the first apparent report of an oil spill right out there on the coast and when that energy company called Amplify Energy.
Kanye also have this oil spill down there in Cali right now too. Forgot about that.
Actually reported it to the authorities and shut down its pipeline.
According to documents obtained by ABC News, the first apparent call reporting sheen, that thin layer of oil smearing the surface of the water, came in at 8:22 p.m. on Friday. That report was followed up about 5 hours later by a National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration satellite image showing an anomaly that was dark against its background with sharp edges, roughly the size of New York's Central Park. NOAA saying with high confidence it was oil. But it wasn't until 8:55 the next.
So that's the oil spill. But going back to their storehouse is empty. This second air just chapter 6 in verse 22. And it reads, and suddenly shall a sown how places appear unsown, their fields, man, the famine. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And that's what literally just happened, man. That's prophecy. Going back to second Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And that's what we're doing, measuring these times. That's why I'm making this video here. See what's happening myself on the news right now. And just, to see. Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And thou seest part of the signs past which I told thee before. 2. Then thou shalt well understand that at the very same time when the highest will begin to build the world which he made. There you go.
Morning, more than 12 hours later, that Amplify Energy reported a spill, saying it had shut its pipeline. Officials saying that delay could have posed a risk to public health. Officials now believe that pipeline, which runs just a few miles off the coast of Orange County, was likely ruptured by a passing ship's anchor. A flotilla of cleanup boats and teams of workers scooping up oil on the water. We saw it firsthand.
So we're right around where that oil spill happened, and pretty much everywhere you look, you can fish out these oil tar balls that are floating on the surface of the oil. And also everywhere you look, you can see that sheen of oil on the surface.
And also about the news, what's been happening about
things we don't need to.
With these women missing or getting killed. You had forgot the chick's name. Basically, I think her name was Maya. Gabby, well, you have Gabby Petito and this other chick that was missing, Maya Morano. Some Edomite looking bitch and the other Latino looking bitch went missing. Yeah, this bitch right here, Maya Marcano.
I got you this.
The new iPhone 13 Pro?
She got killed.
Well, actually,
by basically she got killed by this janitor. That was working in the apartment she was visiting a day before she left. And what happened to the other bitch here? Yeah, Gabby Petito here.
Gabby.
And then we have this bitch Gabby Petito. She basically, her Beyonce killed her too. So yeah, there you go, man.
I got you this.
The new iPhone 13 Pro?
Just for me?
Well, actually, Verizon's giving one to everyone when they trade in their older damaged phone.
Okay, so every sister can get this. Every customer, new and old, can get iPhone
And
13
people
Pro
are still
on us.
in
Plus
their-
up to
into their
$500.
folly. Look, this Netflix Squid Game, an overnight sensation, proves they're still in their folly.
When you switch.
Catastrophe. The race is on this morning to contain the environment.
Yep.
Across the U.S. are reporting an alarming uptick in violence against staffers. We'll take you to one Georgia hospital system where incidents have tripled compared to just.
I'm gonna close though. You know, this fine shut. You know, shalom, man. I gotta go.